Hello there. And you'll notice that something is off. First off, we're not in Skyrim anymore. We are, of course, in Cyrodiil. More exactly, we are playing Oblivion. Or, more exactly than that, we are not playing Oblivion as such. What's going on here? What we are, though, if we could get this, is that just like my video in Skyrim where I created myself, I will now try to do the same, but in Cyrodiil. Now, this is a little more difficult than the one in Skyrim, as... Would you stop doing that? Because this one, as people who have played it will know, this is a difficult one. Let's go for... Yep, that's my real name, in case anyone should wonder. Right, yes, and can we... Right, shape. Alright. So, the creator in Oblivion is very, very different from the one in Skyrim. And much different to use also. Because rather than having a slider or a selection for each, the sliders in Oblivion works for multiple things, which means that you have to tweak them multiple ones to make them fit. Now, I don't have to tell how much about how I look. I have a teardrop shaped face, so that's probably good. Forehead, and nose radio. That looks about right. Heavy, light. Not that slim. Yeah, think more about that. Round, gaunt. I am. So, like I said, the reason I'm making this is because, well, I thought making myself in Skyrim was pretty fun and pretty challenging. So, whoops, that definitely not that one. Let's go for that, and maybe. Looks alright. A bit big on the nose, but brow. No, as you can also see here, the sliders are dependent upon each other, which means that you can change. No, I don't really have an angry face. I don't think so. Reach outer? Nope, absolutely not. More like. Okay, the nose is too big. We're gonna have to work on that. Can we go to... Okay, that's way there. So, it's probably cheekbones. I think that's probably right. Cheekbone thin. No, that's all right. Yeah. Yeah, I should say. I could do eventually a playthrough in Oblivion. Actually, I've never completed the main story of Oblivion. I've completed the Isle of Madness DLC, both DLCs, the Knights of Nine, and but I've never gotten around to finish the entire story of Oblivion itself. Mostly because I spent a lot of time exploring and trying to level up some of the minor skills, because the skill system is in Oblivion isn't exactly great. You can level them up, but each level really doesn't matter. It doesn't change anything. You don't get better each level. What you need to get to level 25, 50, 75 and 100 in order to unlock new perks, which is significantly less than in Skyrim. However, you are not locked to significant skills. no, though neither you are neither in Skyrim, so right. Let's see, probably that pronounced resist. Probably go for this. Yeah, retracted jutting. No, go back. Shallow. Oh, no. Probably go more for that, more teardrop. Small, large. I have a pretty small chin. Need to go a little bit more out like that. Yeah. Where were we? Small, large, tall, short. That's probably fine. Wide, thin. Again, more teardrop-ish. So eyes. Eyes up, down. I think I have pretty. The nose is too big at the moment, but we'll get to that. So let's see. Eyes are always one of the more difficult parts if you want the character to look like yourself, because even if you know how your eyes look, it's the character creation is often very different from one you may have experienced, if there even is one. And well, personally, I'm one of the people who can spend hours, yes, I said hours, in a character creation trying to tweak small things. It's probably like that. Nope, absolutely not. Yeah, together. Nope. There we go. Forehead. That actually looks. Nope. No. Looks pretty alright. Tall. No. There. No, that's not bad. Jaw. Yeah. Wide, thin. Oops. I think we have it more like that. Yeah. Neck slope. Oh, so that's on that one there. Probably like that, yeah. Jawline concave or convex. Well, that's more. That's probably a little more like this. Yeah. Mouth. Drawn, pursed. I don't have a wide mouth, so happy, sad. I'm usually pretty happy. High, low. No. Deflated, inflated. One is smaller. We want a little more. A little less. A little more. Large, small. I have relatively small lips, I should say. Pocket retracted. I think I already did. That's fine there. Protruding, retracted. It's starting to look pretty nice. Till up or down. I don't really think there's much there. Overbite, underbite, nope. Distance, short, long. No, that's fine. Nose, alright. No, we want to make it a little smaller and a little thinner, because I don't have that big nose. A big nose. Bridge, short, long. Nope. The position is fine. I just need to up, down. What is that? So that moves it there, I think. That's doable. I mean, I've seen the video, seen a couple of videos, and with the character creation of Oblivion, you have the ability to really mess a character up. I believe it's the Bretons, the people from High Rock, that have a bluish tint to their skin, and you can rake some really ugly characters in this creator. I've tried several times with the Qa'Rajh, both male and female, and it is pretty hard to get a character that's not looking completely horrendous. So, and also a thing with Oblivion's graphics. Now, I like, considering it's from 2007, 2006, so that's almost 10 years old. Now, at the time of when Oblivion came out, it wasn't revered for its graphical settings, which was, if you look at other games from that period, it was pretty mediocre. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't at the best of what the graphics engines at that time could do. So That part wasn't taken in so well, but it was very well received in terms of the first really big open world game where you could really like you say, all right, you have the story, but you don't have to follow it, and also again with Bethesda, as I mentioned in my QAMS series, how many small stories there are. Now, while Skyrim have roughly have some NPCs and such, but seems mostly, even in the cities, it doesn't seem overcrowded. Now, Oblivion had a lot of characters. Has a lot of characters. I mean, it isn't gone. Actually, that's fine. No, still up and down. Nope. It's probably a little more like up. Small, large. No, that would thin it a bit. Oops, too small. Wide, thin, concave. Wide, thin. Probably more like that. There we go. That's more like it. But yeah, also the part where you go in conversation, go this close to a person's face when you're talking to them. Now the problem that Oblivion had is that it used at that time a relative new technology, which was the part where you put small electrodes on a person's face, so when they would talk, the muscles in their face would move, and then turn it on to the animation team, where they would then create the models with the muscles, so that the muscle movement in the face looked more real, more fitting to the words that the character was saying. However, and it actually worked pretty well. If you look at a character who's talking to you, his or her mouth will look like he is actually saying what the person is saying to you. However, the thing is that it didn't really work out with the graphics of Oblivion. So a good idea, but with the bad technology, and it turns out as a really bad result. The speech game, granted, it's compared to Skyrim, speech is very easy to raise because you can just go up to anybody and play the "Do you like me" game, and which is really just looking at the face expressions and try to get that part right, which isn't really that difficult. But in the grand scheme of things, that part, the part with the facial recognition, I think it's called facial muscular recognition mechanic or something like that, and well, as with the graphics of Oblivion, it really didn't do it well. Not that it didn't do its job, but the fact is, it kind of took people a little on edge when you were like going all up in people's faces with the footage, which I suppose that weirded some people out a bit. What does that do? No, it's more in like that. Shallow? No. No, it's also thin, wide. So, it's actually, I think that's about it. Alright, tone, skin tone. I have a pretty pale skin here. One of the things that is wrong, or isn't grand about the Oblivion's graphical engine is, as you can see here, when you make things pale, the lighting gets overhand, and the shading doesn't really work very well. So this part of the face, even though there is no direct source of light coming in, it gets almost like a Vaseline surface. It is very reflecting, and that isn't exactly looking good. I had a similar critic, not on video, but to Dragon Age Inquisition, where even after a bloody, grueling battle, or for a weapon or metal piece that has been stuck in mud for like 100 years or so, any piece of metal in Dragon Age Inquisition looks like it has been covered in Vaseline. which makes everything extremely shiny. Now, I'm not saying Dragon Age Inquisition is a bad game. It's actually really great, even though I haven't played it very much. I've only played it once at a friend's house. I don't actually have the game myself. But what it did was that why would you have a tint for purple and yellow? Anyway, so what that did was really like, why this axe have just chopped a head off, and the blade is covered in blood. You can see it in the cutscene, but now it's as if someone have magically cleaned the blade and turned it into a very shiny piece of metal. We're not just talking about weapons here. We're talking about armor too, and even armor that was supposed to look like it was battered and used. Such it looked shiny as hell. It is really weird, and I don't know why they made that decision in the graphics department of the Dragon Age team, but that's a different story. But it's pretty much the same problem here, that the shading doesn't really work, and it's even worse if we go lighter. Look at this. I mean, it might look horrible even on a small stream, but I have a big, 36 inches isn't that big, except for a penis, screen with HD resolution and such, and it is horrible to look at. So we want to tone that down a bit. I mean, if we go here, it looks like a sunburn, and that's not what my face looks like, so I can't really do that. Don't want to go too far to this. Orange blue, what does that do? Alright, that looks like a salmon, even though it's blue. That's odd. And that looks like, what's that guy from the American Republic? Oh, never mind. He's considered Mr. Orange because he apparently has that skin tone. Gotta admit, I haven't really been paying that much attention. So these two move almost in the opposite directions. We don't want to make it more purple. I think what we had. Yep. Yeah, that's about right. Blush. Well, I don't know about that. I don't see much. It changes the other one slightly. Oh. I don't want to go away from that actually, but I think, yeah, except from the whole frontal face with the shading, we are pretty much good to go. Beard, so again, rather than selecting what type of beard you have, this one has sliders for everything, so we can go like this. I mean, that's what I look like when, no, how about that? Now we want it, I suppose, a bit darker. No, not like that. I don't have cheeks. I have a bit of that. But circle, what? No, goatee. There we go. Can I not get mustache? I don't have any of that. So, can I not get more beard than that? I mean, this is a Nord we're talking about. Alright, well, eyes then. Do we want to go to bright? I feel it doesn't really change much, honestly. No? That's the eye sockets. Well, I suppose we'll just keep it there then. Dark light. Probably go like that. Eyelids. No, I think. Pale red. Could go a little more than that one. Eyeliner. Maybe there. Eyeshadow. Again, I don't really use those. Eyebrows. No. Eyebrows low, high. Probably like that. Thick and thin. Oh, a little thinner actually. Very thin. Wait, what? Why do you have thick thin hair and then very thin thick? Oblivion, you crazy. I mean, for all it's worth, if you look past all the graphical issues, and boy are there some in Oblivion, and some, I would say, gameplay issues. For example, when you run in Oblivion, it doesn't look like as if your character has contact with the ground that you're actually running on, whether it's a slope or a plain road. It looks like you are ice skating, and it feels like you are ice skating too, which obviously wasn't intended. So especially in close combat, that's a bit unfortunate to go by, but well. Eyebrows outer, what is that? That's, so you have sliders for that too? Well, can maybe make those. No, those would be a little bit lighter actually. Upper, but what? Outer and upper? What? Lips. Didn't I do lips already? Oh, I didn't do the color of them. Right. Probably. So these move almost dependent on each other. Seems fine. Nose? Why would you have... could this make the white smear go a bit away? Nares? What is that? Nasally? I mean, I can't see a difference. That does make it a bit more... oh, no, we don't want to do that. So that's... So you can't actually have a beard. You can just have the shadings of a beard. Windbound. Oh, well, we can change the hair. Can't we actually... age? Is this older or younger? I can't really tell. Probably younger. Let's say I'm like that. But whether the complexion... No, that's the wrong way. I have... Can we get dark blue? That... well... Nope, we cannot. Windbound. Oiled? Nope. Rogue? Not. Well, I have that ponytail, but I don't have that exceeding. Thinning? Nope. Military? Natural? That's probably close to it. Loose? Gathered? And... Ponytail? Thick rose? Tonsure? Cropped? Wind braids? And windbound. We want to go for... Yeah, let's just go for a ponytail. Light brown, cool brown, auburn, copper. Wow, that's red. Golden blonde, bright copper, mahogany, dark brown, grey, satin blonde, bright grey, charcoal, black. Definitely a bright blonde. No, only when I've just showered. Rose blonde. Actually, that's not far off. So, yeah, I think that about does it. So, now if you can imagine the character having a goatee and, well, about covering the area of the neck, and glasses on my face. Well, you'd pretty much have how I'd look in Oblivion. So that has been a little bonus episode. If you find it, good on you. I suggest you may go and watch my first make myself video in Skyrim, so you can see what I did there, and I will explain a little more about how I look in that one because it's the first one. Check out my other videos and leave a like if you think that the video is nice. So take care and such.